Hello and welcome to FTB Sports. This is the reaction show, Spurs versus Liverpool. Spurs 1, Liverpool 3, and we're joined by my special guest. As always, we have Mike, we have Darius. How are you doing, gentlemen? Let me just swap the screens around, put you here, put you there, Darius. What can we say? What can we say about that today? I'll let you. Somebody just tell me something, please.
Please.
God, Darius, I'll let you go first.
Am I going first? Okay. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I said before, I've swallowed my medicine. I've taken my medicine, so I'm not gonna go crazy about the way we played. But oh my Lord, do you know when we're losing, especially when you lose? You concede in the first, well, not even the first. Sorry, I'm going crazy right now. You concede in the last minute of the half, and that's not a good thing. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. But what doesn't fill me with any confidence whatsoever going into that second half is when I see Winks and Lamella coming off the bench, and like I just don't know what to say anymore. Because can we blame Jose for the way that we played? Yes, because we went from a 3 to a 2 at the back in centre back, and there was no difference in the way we played. There was no attacking impetus. Like, if you're going to change from a 5 at the back to a 4 at the back, let me see a difference at least. Let me see at least a reason why you've gone to a 4 at the back. There was none of that. We scored 1 goal, and if you look at the stats, we had 3 on target. We had 3 shots and 2 on target. That, to me, it doesn't matter what formation you play. If your stats and your shots, and your attacking style of play is that void, it's just it doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, certain players just need to. I think certain players, I think we've said it as so many times, they're just not good enough. And I'm puzzled. I don't know who to blame, because I know what I'm going to expect with Jose, but at the same time, that was a horrible performance.
Thing is,
Mike, have you say.
Thing is, Mourinho can only do so much. I've said this before. Mourinho can only do so much of the players. Once they step over that white line, it's down to them to perform, to get the results, to get if we need the 3 points, wherever it might be, get the win if it's a cup game, whatever it might be. It's down to those players to perform. He can only give them the armory during training, the tactics, etc., how he wants to set up. But once over the line, it's down to them to perform, and we just didn't perform. And we just got picked apart by 3 goals, which it wasn't the case that we were opened up. They were just 3 individual errors, and that's Lloris should have done for the first goal. Lloris should have smothered that ball, because Dyer's holding back Firmino. Was it Firmino? Yeah, I think it was Firmino, expecting Lloris to come and collect it, but Lloris has let it go. I mean, the ball's like 2 or 3 yards away from him. Go out and punch it or do something. Get it away from that danger area, and then regroup. But that was the first goal. The second goal, I can't remember the second goal.
It was Trent's volley, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Trent. Well, there's nothing. Oh, that's right. So Lloris has palmed it, which he's done the right thing in some ways. He's palmed it away from danger, i.e., out to the side rather than into play. But I mean, you have to take your hat off to Trent. He put that ball away quite well, and it was a good finish. And then, well, the third goal, rode on. Again, you would have liked to think Lloris is shouting at him, just get rid of it, do something. Don't try and control it. It's just I put it down to just a lapse of error. I'm not going to criticise Rodon, because I thought actually, in the grand scheme of things, of his age, the lack of game time he's had, I thought he performed quite well, to be honest. But yeah,
we've got a lot of comments coming through, so I'm going to get to the comments. I'll just say my bit. I was happy with the formation at the start. Obviously, we was a little bit unbalanced with Doherty there, but I was still okay with that because, as I mentioned to Darius earlier, we have a right-sided player playing at left wing back. It meant that Salah cutting in, you could do with him doing that cutting sort of thing. I came upstairs to sort things out. before halftime, thinking 44 minutes. And, it was a case of, we're just joined by Don. Don, if you do it, we were on. But it was a case of, thinking, 44 minutes, 45 minutes, 46 minutes, we're in this game. We halftime 0-0. And then that happens, the way that goal went in, again, it's an individual error. There's nothing the manager can take responsibility for that from. I can't say anything to that. However, what I can say about the manager is, when we have the substitutions and he takes off Aurier, I don't know, Kane was injured, but then you don't bring on your striker and you don't take Doherty off.
Why though?
It doesn't make sense. That to me didn't make sense. So that was a kind of, if you're going to do that sort of thing, you've got to give your players an opportunity to play. And Vinicius must be now wondering, what am I supposed to do? Even late on into the game, instead of bringing Bale on with 25, 30 minutes, you bring him on with 11 minutes. And then the clock counts down and you're trying to, get him to do some sort of magic. He's not going to perform miracles. He's not that player anymore. You need to give him time. Everybody's talking about he's getting back to his best. Well, how are you going to prove yourself? No player proves themselves in 11 minutes. It's impossible. It's a combination of both. Players need to take responsibility for that, but I'm also looking at the manager to make sure that we have an opportunity to get back in the game, and there wasn't enough of that to get back in the game. So we're joined by Don P, also joined by Stitches, Liverpool fan. I'm just going to go through a few comments and come to you guys for your comments as well. So we've got Solo 1979. Good evening, gentlemen. I was asking about what the score was. My Wi-Fi went down. Ha ha, very funny. Great. Brilliant. Stony Browder Jr. Sam Spurs for Life, we're ready for you this evening. Enough talk on the Man U versus Liverpool game. Well, there was enough talk from you when I asked you to come on the show. Didn't do that. Thank you for making your points. Now, brilliant. Good evening again, gentlemen. That's Solo again. Jose always parks the bus. Tipper D, lots of laughter, Arsenal fan. Well done, Liverpool. Yeah, well done, Liverpool. Liverpool were a better team. 50-50%. 50-50 in terms of the possession, 14 shots to them, 3 shots to us, 7 on target to Liverpool, 2 shots on target for us, 2 corners, 11 fouls. So there's no complaining there. There's no complaining in terms of that aspect of it. But I have to look at what Jose does from the sidelines. It's not enough to... The Liverpool team that I saw out today was one of the worst Liverpool teams in terms of a starting 11 for the last 3 or 4 years. And they were on life support machine a game ago. They obviously started to turn the corner against Man United, but in the last 4 games, they hadn't scored. And we allowed them to have 3 goals just like that. And it's frustrating because you know that we have the players there to be able to do more than what was done, but it's a combination of individual errors and manager performance. And that's what I'm going to say. So Don P, I'll come to Stitches in a minute. What's your thoughts?
I'm just so frustrated. I can't tell you the last time that we've beaten Liverpool. Probably since we was playing in Wembley. That was the last game that I can remember in 2017. I actually think there is a mental issue with the players now playing Liverpool, because as you said, this is probably the weakest Liverpool side for the past, I don't know, year and a half. And we didn't even look like
year and a half. This is the worst Liverpool side in terms of a starting 11. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the confidence from being ex-European champions and current Premier League champions, that has a lot to do with it. You know, the confidence, once they go up in a game, they're always going to have the ability. They can control games, and they did control the game today. But what's the disappointing thing, Don, is that we're losing. You know, at halftime we're losing. We got attacking intent, but then the substitution. Doherty wasn't playing very well. He literally wasn't playing well, in my opinion. But
he was terrible, and Mourinho has to take Mourinho has to take the blame here, because I don't know I can't tell you the last time he had a victory over Klopp, because it's the same thing when he used to manage Man United. He gets it into his mind that whenever he plays Liverpool, that he can only play with 4 attacking players. So whatever configuration those 4 attacking players are played in, that's it. He only does that. So you're playing against a Liverpool team with none of their first 2 regular centre backs in their side, and then their next best player goes off at half time. But yet, you have an injury to Harry Kane. You've got a forward on the bench. You've got attacking midfielders on the bench. And you waste the sub by bringing on Harry Winks. It's so frustrating.
The only thing is, though, if we kept the formation as we started, because we have had success in the last few games, the last 3 games, I think we've used that formation. We've had success. Who would you have put on the left-hand side?
We've had success against who?
In the last 3 Premier League games, we've had success using that formation. I know it's against Sheffield United.
We was playing Sheffield United, Wickham. We're playing against Liverpool. We're playing against Liverpool.
But if you're going with that formation, who would you have played on the left? So,
if Harry Kane goes off injured, I don't expect him to bring on Winks and Lamela. Yeah. And as Spurs for Life said, why is he not taking off Doherty? Doherty had a nightmare first half. He doesn't go forward. We're playing at home.
I get what you're saying, but
they've got a vulnerable defence.
But to keep that balance,
the most attacking, the other defenders that we've got is Davies, Doherty, and you take us the most offensive of our defenders. Poor. I felt so sorry for Ndembele today. Every time he wanted to try and do something, it's like he had no one there to kind of help back him up. I felt so sorry for him.
Stitches, you're very quiet in the background there, but obviously as a Liverpool fan, and I'm not going to discredit Liverpool in that, for them to come out and put a performance in like that today shows levels in terms of a champion. That's a championship performance, in my opinion. But as I said, it was almost gift wrapped. It was gift wrapped. I'm not going to lie to you. It was gift wrapped. There was a few things in there that could have gone either way. You know, the Son chance in the first half when it was ruled offside, which was offside, but you're talking about millimeters here. And there was a kind of like, if you get the first goal, what's going to be? But to then give you an opportunity like we did at the end of the first half, I think is criminal in terms of playing the game. You know, it was you was dominant in the first half, but it was 0-0. And I went upstairs thinking it was 0-0. How did you think the performance went from a Liverpool?
It's funny, right? Because whenever Liverpool play, right, if we win, it's because the opposition was poor. If we draw or lose, the opposition was amazing. Like, it's never because of our own merit or because of anything we did. So I've sat here listening to all of you, and all I'm hearing is what you guys didn't do, or what you should have done, and this, that, and that. There's no mention of the fact that our manager came out.
So did you hear what I said at the beginning? I said Liverpool provided a championship performance. I said Liverpool provided the championship performance. So that shows me that you went levels above us. I didn't take discredit away from Liverpool's performance. What I said was there's individual errors and things that our manager could have done to rectify the situation. I'm asking you for your opinion on the team, but you're trying to discredit what I'm saying in terms of that. I've got no problem in losing a game to you lot. You lot are the better team. You lot were a better team tonight. But let's not get it twisted. In the last 4 games, you haven't been that great. So therefore, something went wrong from what we scored a goal. Precisely. So something's gone wrong in terms of what we did to be able to gift wrap you 3 goals, in my opinion. 3 goals.
And I finished. And you can't say those goals. Oh God, here we go. All right, go on. I'll put myself back on you. Let me know when I can say.
All I was going to say is you can't say that those 3 goals were not individual errors on our behalf. They were gift wrap goals for you. You can't argue that.
I don't know what type of kush. I don't know what type of kush Lloris was smoking, but whatever it is, it must have been expensive, because I don't know.
High grade, definitely high grade.
He could have simply collected the ball for the first goal. I'm thinking to myself, you can see I'm not a great Dyer supporter, but as a defender, you're running towards your goal. So it's difficult for you to do whatever. So you're trying to usher the player. And your goalkeeper, the ball is going so slow. And then for the second one, as I said before, with me, Lloris, he's got like 18 months left on his contract, something like that. I think he can go to if Levy was smart, what he would do was let him go back to his wonderful dad coach Poch at PSG. Yeah, we can get some change for him or whatever, and we go out and we say to Burnley, bam, here's the money. We want your keeper. That's what we need to do.
Stitches. Again, I'm not saying you guys didn't deserve the victory. Of course you don't deserve the victory. But please at least acknowledge the fact that they were 3 gift wrap goals, regardless of, yes, 3-1 is a victory that you're going to take away and say, you see, look what we done. We've got now we're not doing whatever that was. I'm still saying that we gave you 3 goals and we didn't do enough to get that back. That's all. That's my comment.
Okay, cool. You beat yourself. All right, cool. You beat yourself. We just turned up to make up the numbers. It's all good. The point is this, right? I expected more from you at home. I'll say that. For me, this is typical of a conversation that we had previously. Yeah, when you lot came to Anfield, you told me, it's Spurs and you guys have to play that way. And if you play that way and you get results, it's all good. You've played that way today and you've not got results at home. So at what point, and that's a question for me to you guys, because there's no point me trying to analyze the game because I think you guys are all clear on what happened. So I don't need to say anything. But at what point does this stop? At what point do you stop thinking to yourself that parking the bus or trying to get 5 across the midfield and then have the wide players dropping in to add to the 3 that you've already got at the back? At what point is that no longer acceptable at home? Right? As you said your own words. Hang on, let me finish, please, bro. Right? As you lot all said in here, yeah, this is the worst Liverpool team that you've seen in a long time. Right? We've got a midfielder playing in centre back. We've got our original Glassman playing at centre back who can probably only get through a half of football right now. Do you understand? So everything's kind of makeshift. We haven't scored in 4 games, as you said. So why wouldn't you come for us? Why wouldn't you?
Because I'll tell you the reasons why. You don't struggle against deep line defenses. That's a fact. That's a given fact. Jose probably looked at the game, and I was, like I said, I was very happy with the formation. The 3-4-3 allows us to be able to defend in wide areas because you have the wide wing backs to be able to come back. You've also got the opportunity for one of the outside centre backs to come and help double up. And if you really have to track back, you can have one of your forward line come back as well. As I keep saying, the problem we've got is when you have individual mistakes, all of that breaks down. So my point I'm trying to make is when that happens, it is then something else that needs to be changed. The actual way of playing is not a bad way of playing. Liverpool don't like us playing that. They don't like any team playing like that. It's quite clear. Klopp comes out and says, this is very compact, you're attacking, counter-attacking monster all over. You don't like it. So why would you play to your strengths by playing an open, expansive game? That doesn't make sense when you've got 3 of the best forwards in the world on their day. That doesn't make any sense to me. But what you do have to take hold on. What I will say is take into consideration the substitutions. When you don't make the right substitutions as the manager, he has to take responsibility. But you also have to put on top of that the fact that we made 3 errors, 2 of which were from the goalkeeper and 1 of which from the centre back, who's probably having a really good game. So I can't dig him out too much, but it was still an error.
And he'll learn from that error.
Yeah, I'll let you come back with some comments. I'm just going to read out a couple of comments. Hold on 1 second. Ask the PE teacher how to beat Liverpool at home. So we've got Stoney here saying, not 3 hours, Liverpool carved Spurs open. Come on, lad. Well, okay, whatever. Marlon here, charity Spurs sending an email for corporate box office for. So we've got Spurs fans, and then we've got Tipper D again. Marlon, your team is shit, so they're going back and forth. Solo, why do you think Jose finds it hard to beat Klopp in the game? Well, Stitches, you told me that. Why do you think we find it so hard to beat Klopp in the game?
It's simple. The thing is this, yeah, and I know you're going to focus on yourself and you take it as I'm cussing your team, but I'm not. But you have to understand that it isn't just an accident that those players made the mistakes. There's reasons why they made the mistakes because we played in a certain way. You understand? They didn't just up and made the mistakes all by themselves, apart from your goalkeeper, where he should have perhaps not palmed it out in that direction. That one I can give you. But you talk about the formation and having 3 and 4 in the middle and then having the wide guys dropping back. But that clearly didn't work when Sadio Mane got down the wing and managed to put a cross right across your 6-yard box, did it? So clearly the strategy is not working. So who's responsible for that? You know
I agree.
You are still going to have players beaten. When you have a strategy, it doesn't mean to say good players cannot beat that strategy. Over a long period of time, over 90 minutes, it's how the strategy works. And you're right in what you said. the result is terrible. I'm still going to couple that with what I've said earlier in terms of the mistakes that were made. Of course, Mane is going to be able to beat us going down the wide areas. Of course, Salah's going to beat the players in the wide areas. The top of the league in terms of the scoring charts, assists, and all the rest of it for the last couple of years. That would be ridiculous to think that Liverpool, as forwards, are not going to have opportunities against us. I just go back to the fact when you play that style of football, the result is all encompassing. If you don't get it, we look like we're a shit team. But when you do it and you couple that with the errors in the game, to me, that says, right, okay, who takes the blame? You have to give some of the blame to the players. You have to also give some of the blame to the managers. And I also give credit to Liverpool for taking advantage of that situation. Darius, I'll come to you. Did you think that it was all Liverpool's doing that we lost the game in the way we did?
That, by the way, but okay.
I'll ask Darius the question.
I stayed quiet throughout that one because, like I said, I said at the start of the game, I took my medicine when I signed up to this. I took my medicine. However the results go, if a result like that happens and I watch the game and I can analyze the game, I can say that yes, Liverpool played very well and Tottenham did not play very well. And the reason Tottenham did not play very well is because Jose Mourinho did not set Tottenham up to try and attack Liverpool. So if you give Liverpool the opportunity to constantly attack, and I keep saying this, if a team is constantly attacking and we can fault players and we can fault teams for constantly crossing the ball in, but what they kind of say is true. If you put enough balls in the box, if you apply enough pressure onto a team, you for 90 minutes in a game, how can you get mad at a player for like Joe Rodon for making a mistake? The Lloris saves, okay, cool. Again, Lloris could have maybe done better, but I've always stuck by this. If you force a team to defend for 90 minutes, a mistake's going to happen. What I can't, and like I said, credit to Liverpool, stitches, credit to Liverpool, whatever, credit to Liverpool. They attacked, and that's what they do. Again, I agree with Sam. We're not going to attack because, first of all, that will play into Liverpool's hands, and I wouldn't, even me, I wouldn't do that. As a 20-year-old, if I saw the way that Liverpool play, I'm not going to say to my team, go out and play. Even if it's the way football should be played, I want to win a game, go out and play. So I'm not going to tell my team to do that. However, you have to look at context. Nat Phillips came on in the second half. Joel Matip came off. You've got a centre-back partnership of Nat Phillips and Jordan Henderson, and we had one extra shot in the second half. That cannot be forgiven. That's not down to Liverpool. That's down to Jose Mourinho and the way he sets out his team and the way he sets out teams to play. That's it's not forgiven. You can't forgive, regardless of what happens in a game. You can't forgive a manager for changing the formation from 5-4 and only having one extra shot in the second half. And then my final point is, in terms of the way we play and the approach that we're taking, the only reason that I'm not losing my mind like I did last year in the same way that we were playing is because pre-season targets and looking back at the start of the season, all of our accomplishments were veered towards getting a trophy, and we're in the final. So Jose has a lifeboat almost for the way that we play because he's in a final. Like I said, he could lose that final and it could be a completely disastrous season. He could win that final, and I'm not really going to look at this game and think it's that bad. But if we look at it from a game by game point of view, this was a bad performance, and I put the blame on Jose, and I do credit Liverpool for the way they played, but it wasn't any different. So Jose, it's on Jose for me. It's on Jose for me.
So guys, go on. Sorry, Stitches.
Yeah, I just think if a team is vulnerable, you got to go for the jugular. You've got to. Listen, is Phillips and Henderson playing centre back? I don't even think we've ever had that partnership before. I've never seen that before. Like, why
Stitches, were you surprised by our approach, though? Do you think that we were going to go a bit
I
more?
was. To be honest, I was. You know, I'll tell you what.
I'm surprised that you're surprised. I'm surprised.
No, but I'll tell you why I was, because Jose talked the hardest in leading up to the game. He talked the hardest, like, you know what I mean? He was giving it like, you know, we know what they're capable of. Like, I sensed that he wanted to try and avenge, because he talked the hardest after the last game and started giving it all that you were the better team and rare tear and this, that, and the other. So I was expecting you to come out and prove it, like put it beyond a doubt. Like, I know it's Jose, but I just thought, you know what? Yeah, if there was ever a time that you could come for us at your own pitch, I was shocked. I was shocked. I can't lie. I was shocked.
I really was.
People say the way to play against Liverpool is to do this low block thing and rare tear, and it has worked in the last few games. But you not forget that last season we went and beat everybody. We beat everyone at least once, and teams did the same thing. They did the same thing. It's just that we got problems this season, right? And things ain't, and our players are not in form. We get that. So obviously, it's not working for us. It wasn't working for us leading up to this, but we're starting to get back to where we were. So low block all you want. You know what I'm saying? Low block all you want. It's cool. But like we know teams are going to play that way, but I expected someone else who's challenging for the title, because that's what the talk was.
We're not challenging for the title,
challenging for top 4, whatever, right? I would have expected a little bit more. That's all. Like I would have expected a little bit more. And for me, if I was a Spurs fan, I would be extremely disappointed with the way the manager. I know you lot will accept it and you think it's cool, and you're Spurs fans, so it's all good. I just wouldn't want that for my team. I really would.
What do you mean we're accepting it? Well, I think what you've heard, Stitches, is 4 frustrated Tottenham fans in this chat room. We're all frustrated. We're frustrated with our team. We're frustrated with our manager, first of all, with his tactics, and not just the tactics, the attitude that he sends out, the mindset that he sends out the players with, because that's the key thing.
Yeah, I hear you, bro, and I hear that from you, but I don't hear that from Shane. Like for me, Shane sounded like, you know, like he was in acceptance of that. Like it was he it's cool. Like and also, do you know what I mean? I'm hearing it from Darius. Darius is saying it's not what I like, but I can. Do you know what I mean? So for me,
I'll 100%
and not just these guys, other fans that I've spoken to, I've spoken to, they're like, I'm going to take this if it delivers a trophy. And
I've said we can only judge Jose as the manager at the end of this season. As we've probably heard from Don P, and I'll probably say this again, we are unlikely to win the league. Not to say that we can't put in a performance to be in the race. Of course, we were top of the league at one point in December. We are still, in theory, in all 4 competitions. We have got a cup final to look forward to. We're still in the FA Cup. We still got Europa League. At the end of the season, if we've got 2 trophies and we finish 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th in the league, me personally would not give a toss. You can say what you like about me accepting the way we play, but if that way of playing gets us a trophy, me do not care. If you want to be a beautiful football merchant and see the fantastic way of playing, great, brilliant. Watch Leeds. They're fantastic at that. Are they going to win anything this season?
Can I ask you a question? Spurs for life. I'll ask you a question. Would you be happy if we only win 1 trophy this year? We finish 7th or 8th or whatever. We only win 1 trophy, and it's the Carling Cup.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I've said all along, yes, I'll be happy with that. And you know the reason why I'll be happy with that? Because we don't have anything in the cabinet. How are you going to build on success if you don't have success? It doesn't make sense. You have to have success. Sorry, Mike, go on.
And let's not forget, we all know why Mourinho's been brought in. He hasn't been brought in for long term. He's been brought in for a short-term period to deliver trophies, which Pochettino played that beautiful football. We love the football he played at, but when you look at it, in the grand scheme of things, he won 0. He didn't win anything for us. So
last season at White Hart Lane, went unbeaten for the whole of the season. What did we win? Nothing. Don't make no sense at all to me. Don't make sense. You can win everything you want.
And Levi,
you could go the whole season and win nothing now and play dead football. So
yeah, but like I said, we've got an opportunity to win. We're still in the competition. So as I will repeat again, we can judge the manager at the end of the season for the season. We can judge him on a game-to-game basis and getting tactics wrong for this. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm looking at this game and thinking the substitutions were wrong. There was individual errors. You lot played well. You lot did what you had to do to get a performance out of the players that you put on the pitch, and you won the game. I'm looking at this game. If we're going to look at the bigger picture, I can't judge the bigger picture till we get to the end of the season, where that will be, if that's in May or June. And if at the end of May or June, whenever the season ends, we've got 2 trophies and we finish outside the top 10, I personally would be doing this. You'd see, as expression would say, you'd be seeing my armpits because I'm holding my hands up. That's what I want. I want my team to be successful. I don't want to see beautiful football and come away with nothing. What's this? I'm not a Norwich fan. You know what I mean? I want to see Tottenham win. So everybody can make criticism of Jose and all the rest of it, but before tonight's game, 2 games in 20. But then all the rhetoric's about us. Yo, this is Spurs. You're Spursy again. Well, you lose 2 games in 20. You know, but you're still in all 4 competitions. You're still what? Come
And
on,
let's not take it away. The 4 games that we've lost, half of them games have been against Liverpool. So in the grand scheme of things, I think what was the other games we lost? Was it Newcastle
Everton and Leicester?
Oh yeah, that's it. So in the grand scheme of things, I struggle. I'm just putting this down to the fact that we got beaten by a better team on the night. We just have to take it on the chin.
Mike,
and
Mike, no, we can't just take it.
Why?
I hear what Spurs
We've played
the
best team in the country.
No.
What more can we?
Not on current form. If we look at Liverpool as a whole for the last 3 years, of course they're the best team in the country. On current form, I agree. We should have done more to win the game. But I'm happy with how we set up. I was happy with the team. I was happy with the formation. We didn't do enough when we went 1-0 down. We didn't do enough in the second half, as Darius has already mentioned. He said that we had 1 shot on target in that second half, which was our goal. That's not good enough. That's just not good enough. And I'm not going to take anything from...
So can I ask a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let's you all Spurs. So does Liverpool deserve a little bit more respect from Spurs fan than what I've been hearing all week leading up to this game and whatnot then? Because Mike just basically admitted that we were a better team. I know some of you didn't agree, but that's not the kind of energy I was hearing leading up to this, and that's not the energy I was hearing leading up to the next game. Like, genuinely, I don't know if it's banter, but if we're on real talk, then you not accepting that we're a better team than you. Then?
Stitches, just to be clear, when I said no, I'm not saying no that Tottenham are a better team than Liverpool. I'm saying in terms of the attitude being almost like appreciating the fact, oh well, they're a better team than us, so do you know what, we lost, so that's, you know what I mean. To my mind, the fact that someone's a better team than you doesn't mean that you should be kind of cool with losing or cool with, oh, it's just the game, they're a better team than us. I don't think you play against a better team than yourself, but to my mind, I think a manager's job is also to try and tighten the team, link the team together so the sum is greater than the sum of its parts. Or whatever it is, I've probably said it the wrong way around, but you know what I mean. So
absolutely, I get you. I just don't know what to make of Spurs fans. That's all. I don't know. Like, do you see yourselves as a big team or do you not?
So for me personally, I'm showing my age. I see myself, Tottenham, as a big team. When I look at the fan base, the history, the structure that we've got in place. We've got everything to be a big team. Our manager is probably one of the highest paid managers in the world. He's won more trophies. We are a big team. We've got arguably one of the best forwards, well, definitely in the Premiership, and one of the best in Europe. We've got players like Son that are world class. So I see us as a big team. However, I don't see us making the maximum kind of use out of that we have to offer. And I hear what Spurs for Life is saying around the outcome justifying the means, that regardless of how crap the football is and how shit the football is, as long as we win at the end of the year, that's what matters. And I hear that, and I've got sympathy for that. However,
is that our big team moves though?
Pardon?
Surely winning trophies sets the foundation, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We're doing this flip-flopping again. We're trying to say Spurs are a big team, but then, you don't win nothing. How do you become successful in a big team? By winning things. At this moment in time, we haven't got any trophies to be able to call ourselves a big team. We are historically, if you want to go into history and all the rest of it, winners of the first European trophies, blah, blah, blah. That's gone now. I'm talking about the here and now. I've seen Poch era. I've seen that. It's worked very well. Fantastic football, as I've mentioned. What did we achieve? Top 4? All this top 4 being, great, getting into Champions League, it doesn't do anything for your trophy cabinet. You don't have a 4th place trophy. That was Arsene Wenger that started all that stupidness. We've bought into it. I hear that. I agree. I want a trophy as well. And so therefore, when Poch was doing this and he was getting top 4, fantastic, great. Had Poch won even the League Cup in that time, I would have considered a successful spell at Spurs. He's still a success at Spurs because of how we played. But when you go back in, let's say, go forward 10 years and you look at his tenure, if Jose comes away with 2 trophies in his tenure and Poch has none, I won't be remembering, them wonderful days of Poch. I'll be remembering the 2 trophies that I picked up. This is my point. I'm not saying I don't enjoy good football. I've loved great football. I've coached great football. I really like to see good football. But at the end of the day, it's not about, you don't get points for artistic impression. There's not an extra point to say, oh, right, you lost 3-1, but you know what, you played really well. We're going to give you half a point for that. Don't happen. Football is a results-based business. We didn't get a result today, and that sits with the players and the manager in equal proportions. The players for the mistakes, the manager for not making the substitutions at the right time, and not chasing the game. You can't chase the game if you've only had 3 shots. You lot had 14. So we did something terribly wrong today, and that has to go down to the manager. That does.
Sorry, just hot off the press. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Harry Kane's going to be out for a few weeks. He's had a knock on both ankles, so
that's definitely a Kane injury. That's the Kane injury for the year, isn't it?
And it's not going to be a few weeks. You're going to see months. It's not.
He's 2 months. He's 2 months probably. If he's both his ankles. We'll just get into a couple of the comments. Sorry, Mike. Let me just get to. I'll let you. You're on next. You're right up next. Pipe 77. Jose Mourinho is finished as a top line manager. Jose. What, lose Kane through injury? You have a striker on the bench. You don't bring him on. Laughable. I agree with that. I don't agree with the point about Jose being finished as a top manager. Stoney again at Pipe 72. You are saluting Jose and saying that he was the answer and leader for Spurs. You have to accept that you are delusional. So again, back and forth with a couple of comments there. Charles William, evening guys. Told you that we would smash you. Liverpool fan there. Adam Morris, what's Adam got to say? Let me get down to Adam's comments. Oh, sorry, can't get up there. Oh,
I believe he's a Man U fan. I don't even know why he's
I was going to say, why is a Man United fan popping up when they lost to the bottom of the league? Not only did they lose to a team that's bottom of the league, they lost to a team that played in pink.
It does.
It's just embarrassing. If I was a Man United fan, I'd just keep quiet because they've got no banter right now.
Adam says, does it worry you with the way Jose sets up the team, especially with the final coming up? Again, we've got more comments here. Pipe 7 said, play was a mental block against Liverpool and it's quite pathetic. We play a Liverpool team low on confidence up front and we give them 3 goals out of fear. Tipper D, Shane, I did tell you Jose is washed up and outdated. Again, Leon B, lots of people watching this tonight. I wonder why. Spurs are not big boys and today just showed that big CFC must be a Chelsea fan. We're getting comments in here, and I expected that. Mark, I don't
think Liverpool were low on confidence as such. You can't tell me Salah, Mane, and Firmino were low on confidence. They're players of world class. They know if they're going to get an opportunity, 9 times out of 10 they're going to put it in the back of the net. So they can't. No one can tell me that those guys were low on confidence. That's just nonsense.
Well, I think confidence when you have a lot of things not going your way in terms of, you know, we've had unfortunate injuries, we've been unfortunate in situations, we've had decisions just like anyone else decisions, but when you have all of that together, I think it does affect your confidence. You know what I mean? So for me, that just is even more testament to them that they've done what they've done tonight. And for me, I wasn't too disappointed about. Well, I was disappointed about the result against Man United because it's the old enemy, isn't it? Like, you know, we don't want to lose to them, but I actually like the way we played, and I saw sparks of tonight in that performance the other day. And for us to be doing what we're doing, I keep saying it, and people think I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm biased. But for us to be doing what we're doing, given everything that we've gone through, is for me, it's something. It's different level. Do you know what I mean?
Question to Stitches. You think if you come out of this little period now, because you're in the top 4 now, so just to give you the top 4 at the moment, City on 41 points, United on 40, Leicester on 39, Liverpool on 37. City playing 1 game less than everybody else. All the rest have played 20. West Ham 35, then Spurs on 33 points, having played 19. So if we win our game in hand, let's say we win theoretically, we're only 1 point. Sorry?
I think it's Villa our game in hand, isn't it?
So we win that game, we're still only 1 point behind Liverpool. Would you consider yourself still in the title race?
I never considered us out of the title race.
Okay, that's just good.
Banter from other fans. Like, it's halfway through the season and we've got all these injuries. We've got so many players due to come back. Like, Jota's not even back in the picture yet. Do you know what I mean? And he started the season on fire. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with the centre-back situation. Are we going to sign someone before deadline day? I don't know. Everyone would love a centre-back. But one thing I've realised about my team is we're not knee-jerk no more. There's no knee-jerk reactions like going and spending 50 million on Andy Carroll just because we're desperate. We'll rather wait for the right player. We've worked with what we've got. And for me, is Klopp's superpower. Like, he works with what he's got. So for me, if we're there or thereabouts, as players start to return, and we're able to put in performances like this against potential rivals, like, yeah, I'm confident that we'll be there or thereabouts. For me, the only concern is City. City are looking ominous, but we still got to play them. You know, everyone's got to play everyone. We're only halfway through the season, so when everyone was writing us off and saying, "Oh yeah, we're not in the title race anymore," and top four's looking like it's not going to happen for us, and this, that, and the other, I just took it as water off a duck's back. It's banter, it's what you expect from rival fans, but I never doubted my team for 1 second. We had a blip, yeah, we did, but everyone's going to have blips.
So got a few more comments. So Charles Williams, we are better in every department. 6 wins in our last Premiership meetings against Spurs. That touches on the point that you made, Don. Liverpool seem to be able to beat us. So, you know, although it was on paper not the best Liverpool team in the last few years, they have won 6 games out of 6 in the Premiership against us. Please like, subscribe, share. Mr. B, Spurs lost 6 in a row to the Prem, to the Bin Dippers. Again, Manc fan coming up, chatting. Was as usual. At Adam Morris, Jose has not changed the way he sets up his teams. When you have the opportunity to view the games leading up to you reaching the final, nothing has changed.
Can I just say something on that, Shane?
Yeah,
and this is not a slight. It's not, because you know I've said this before. I actually do think Jose's washed up, and I mean that with all respect. I just feel like football's progressed. It's progressed, and I don't think he has. I think he's still doing what he was doing when he was at Chelsea, and it doesn't work anymore. That's why, like, I'm not. This is not even banter. It's just.
Is that from a tactical standpoint or like a managerial?
Yeah, from a tactical. Well, a bit of both. I think he's mellowed a little bit. I think his people management is old school, and I don't necessarily think it works. Like, he disenfranchises people. Like, I know you guys might agree with it because you think it's working or whatever, but you look at a player like Ali. Did Ali just turn rubbish overnight? Like,
no, but 2 years he's been bad.
Like, Ali was bad before Mourinho, those stitches.
Right, okay, but why can another manager put an arm around a player and then, like, reignite that spark and get the best out of it? Like, that's what modern players.
But he did do that.
I'm making a general point. Maybe I used the wrong example, but I'm saying
I think we get your point.
This is Jose's MO. And
do you know where I agree with you, Stitches?
As well, is dated. It's dated.
Where I agree with you, Stitches, in terms of how you set up your team up. So I think in years gone by, if you got a point away from home against a big, like, top 4, top 6 team, that would be considered a really good point. I think football's changed now, where now you just have to go for the 3 points, because people aren't dropping as well. Usually, apart from this season, you're not really dropping as many points. You need to go for the jugular, and especially when you see your opponent not in the strongest position. But getting back to what, as I said before at the beginning, this is what the whole argument revolves around as a Tottenham supporter. I thought to myself, if I've got Jose, I know that I'm not going to enjoy the football. So when we signed him, I knew that we were going to play terrible football. But all I was saying to myself is the end justifies the means, as long as we win a trophy. And hand on heart, I actually really do believe, I think Spurs for life is right. I don't care really what happens, as long as we win a trophy at the end of the season. That will do for me at this present moment in time. But what I do know is going to be painful this season watching Tottenham.
So what I will add to that, Dompy, and I completely agree with what you said. The questions will be asked, and they are justifiably going to be asked if we don't win anything and we're outside this top 4 business. Of course, I'm going to be disappointed. Of course, I'll ask questions of the manager because he's only been brought in for one thing. Daniel Levy did not say to Jose, I want you to play beautiful football and win us trophies. He said to Jose, and I'm only surmising here, win us a trophy. I will get you the tools that you need to win that trophy within reason. He's got the tools to do that. Jose has made Ndombele a lot better than he has been over the last 18 months. He's made Kane a better player. At the beginning of the season, everybody was writing Kane off saying, oh, he's not going to be this because Jose's got him. He's a defensive manager. Kane's got 12 goals, 11 assists. Son's got 12 goals. This is the problem when we look at things when we just only see it through our own perspective. We don't look at the bigger picture. Hence the reason why I'm saying look at the picture when we get to the end of the season, and then the questions can be well and truly asked of Jose if he has nothing to show for it. He would not survive, in my opinion. I don't think he would survive.
And you look at if you look across the rest of the team, you can see that players have become better players at Spurs under Mourinho. Like Aurier, for example, he was awful under Pochettino, but I would say he's had a far better season and better time under Mourinho than he has with Pochettino. Same with Eric Dyer. He's massively improved, albeit he might not be what we require or what we think we need as a centre-back for Spurs, i.e. I suppose he's not the top-class centre-back that we would like, but he's still improved as a player. So I'm not all doom and gloom with Mourinho. As I say, if he sets the foundations and gets a trophy or a couple of trophies, sets that foundation, and then moves on, and we get someone in that can build upon the success that Mourinho laid down for us, hopefully. Then
Sam, can I say something? One second? I understand what you're saying, Stitches. Watching Spurs at the moment is painful. It is painful. But what I will say is, and hear me out with this comparison. I think Jose Mourinho and Marcelo Bielsa, while they're polar opposites in the style that they play football, they're quite similar in the sense that they like to do so much of one thing that it almost hinders the way that their teams play. And it's all about finding a balance. And somebody like Brendan Rodgers, who, if you watch Leicester play football, Leicester don't actually, when they take the lead, Leicester play 5 at the back sometimes, and they actually play quite a defensive style of football, but they're able to switch it up and play high octane, high pressing football when it suits the needs. And that's the sign of a good manager for me. I think Jose has still got it, because I've seen Tottenham in games press from the first minute, like we do, try and get that first goal, and then go into a defensive structure. If Jose can adapt his way and kind of let up on that defensive mentality as soon as we lead, and kind of get a couple more goals before we do that, I think that I don't really have a problem with the way that we play in that sort of sense. But it's the blueprint of a Tottenham game is we take the lead and then we go into a defensive shape, and that's what I don't like. And when I watch teams, even Everton, when they had players out, they reverted to a 5 at the back, and they changed the way that they played to adapt to certain means and get results when situations are bad. And in that situation, you adapt to how Liverpool have set out. You see that they've brought off the main centre-back, and you've got to kind of go, okay, well, this might be the one chance that we get that Liverpool aren't going to be as solid as they are, and you go for it. That's my issue. Is Jose, who's lauded for this pragmatism and this thinking on the job, didn't do that today. He didn't change the way he played, because if I saw Nat Phillips come on the pitch as a manager, I'd probably want to go, you know what? Let me stick on another striker, and let me probably stick on another one after 55, 60 minutes, because that's my mentality going into that. It's about balance. I think a manager has to find a balance in how they play, and it's all on a game-to-game basis.
I agree with Darius. I agree, Darius, but Mourinho is not going to change.
But he's not going to do that, and that's why I said I've taken the medicine, I've swallowed the pill. If he wins a trophy, I can't complain. If he doesn't, get out. That's my opinion.
Do you guys think Klopp's got his number?
100%. But
so
I will say,
here,
though, he could win the game. He could have won that game against Liverpool in the previous game. But he leaves everything on a knife edge and a flip of a coin. And Klopp's system and Klopp's tactics against Jose Mourinho will not leave it on a flip of a coin. He'll just bombard you until they score. And that's why
Charles Williams, sorry, Darius. Charles Williams said Jose has only won 2 in 13 against Klopp. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's right, but if it is right, that shows you that obviously Klopp has his number.
100%.
No, yes.
Charles Williams, not against Liverpool. We've got Ian Kennedy here. Jose chose to try and nick a win as normal against Liverpool and didn't have a plan B again. His negative approach is getting found out. Charles Williams here again. Spurs are good enough. Both Kane and Son should leave. I'm not sure why players should leave because we lost a game. As I keep saying, this is the whole rhetoric again. When we lose a game, it all comes down to this, you lot are Spursy. But we lost the 4 games we've lost this year, 2 against Liverpool, 1 against Everton, 1 against Leicester. All of those teams are in and around the top, vying for top 4 at least, if not the title. So let's not get over the top with the exaggeration about they should leave. Again, if we get to the end of the season, I've said it 3 or 4 times tonight, and we don't have anything, of course the players are going to say, well, that didn't work, did it? We did all what
But
Jose
do you give
told
other
us.
teams that same benefit of the doubt though? When you talk about other teams and if they were to do, you don't look at it and analyze it in the same way, do you? Like you
In what
expect it
sense?
to, in the respect that we lost to Man United the other week, and I had it non-stop from you. It wasn't,
Oh yeah,
let's
but that's
be
better, innit?
pragmatic and look till the end of the season. That talk weren't happening.
Listen.
Do you know what I mean?
So that's
why
because
would
you had lost
expect-
your players for a long time, though. That's kind of
Yeah,
why.
why would you expect other fans to give you that same kind of courtesy?
I don't. I don't.
I don't
I'm
expect
giving
nothing from
I'm giving my
other fans.
perspective as a Spurs fan. I don't mind
Yeah.
banter. Banter's what if I give it, I expect to get it back, and that's what it is. If Man U lose to Sheffield United, what do you expect me to do? Oh, you're unlucky. Sheffield United are rock bottom of the league for a reason. We beat them 3-1. Man United are on a high. They lost to a team that's bottom of the league. That's banter. Liverpool got beaten in the season 7-2 by Aston Villa, so you're going to get banter. That's part of the game. I'm explaining it from a point of view as my team. When we lose a game, I'm going to be critical if I see things in there that wasn't good enough. I've seen plenty in our way that we've played, and given the picture, as I said, 3 games in 21 that we've lost, and 4 games in total, and those 4 games that we've lost, 2 of them being to Liverpool, 1 of them being to Everton, 1 of them being to Leicester. To me, that shows you that we are actually doing pretty well because we're still in all 4 competitions. And if you're looking at the competition in the league being top 4, and everybody keeps looking at the top 4, we're still well within that. So again, I always say to myself, I'm going to be critical of my team when we play game to game. I cannot be critical of the team in terms of their success until we get to the end of the season. I'm happy to take banter for anybody that comes on there. But when everybody loses and anybody, they're going to get it back. That's the simple. That's what football's about. And that's what football should be about. Just some more comments here. Stoney again. Tipper D, Jose moving like he's he's looking back. White rum day and night. He's done out here. Again, Stoney's got very, very vocal today. When I was trying to get hold of him, I didn't hear from him. I agree. Jose must think we are a pub team. Pipe 71. Liverpool showed nothing. They are playing a team that always beat. No, they're afraid of him. And psychological stuff from Spurs is always going to be the case. Now, I'm going to go to Mike. Do you think we are still suffering from this ability to not get over the line in big games? Is there still a psychological problem within the Spurs team?
No, I don't think so. I honestly think that we just lost to. I go back to this point. Liverpool were the better team on the night, and we've suffered as a result of it. We played poorly. We all know that. And Liverpool were the better team. They got the 3 goals. As I say, I don't think there's a mentality because we've shown it in previous games this season that we can beat the top teams. So, yeah,
Not a good record, to be fair.
Exactly. So why are we all? This isn't all doom and gloom because we've lost 1 game. We lost 1 game we've lost 2 games to the champions or the reigning champions of the Premier League.
I think what people are getting. I think what it is, and I'm quite happy to take that. What people are trying to do is say, "Oh, it's the worst Liverpool team. You lot should be attacking them and going for it." Yeah. It's football is fine margins. Football is very fine margins. Had
you
that
said
goal,
it, Shane.
But Shane,
You didn't say it. You said it.
Shane, apart from Liverpool centre backs, what else is there? What else is poor about that team?
what they're going to say is because their centre backs are out, they have to pull their midfields back, so therefore their midfield's not the same, so they can't create the blah blah blah. I agree with that. The midfield was still good today. You've got Milner in there, you've got Thiago in there, and who else was playing in that 3? Wijnaldum. So you've got 3 players that have played plenty of times over the last few years, and would I consider them to be good enough to play as a starting? Of course they would. The centre backs weren't, because Henderson doesn't play centre back. Matip does, but he came off injured. What's his name that came on at centre back? Phillips. Phillips doesn't look the greatest, but again, that's his position. So again, if you look at the same thing, you can compare Joe Rodon to say someone like Matt Phillips, maybe an experience. It's what you have to do. You've got to put players in those positions to actually prove themselves. If they do, so be it. But if you've got inexperienced players playing, you have to accept the responsibility that some of them may make mistakes. And the goalkeeper, I didn't expect him to make those errors today. I can give Joe Rodon a bit of a pass because I think he played very well up until that point. Yeah. Him and Hoy, I would say, are our 2 best players on today's performance.
And so I would go as far as to say,
now that Kane's injured, you guys should be all right then, because you can bring someone in. It's all right.
Well, you'd like to think with Vinicius, he's got a chance.
Oh, stitches, man. I rate you still.
I agree. I agree with Stitches. We've got a backup striker. We're playing Brighton there. Give him a go.
You just gave me the whole spiel about why we should be fine. Apart from our centre backs, we're okay. So you should be all right as well, isn't it?
I'm going to go through some more comments. Go and let you lot talk. I'm just going to put some more comments up here. Charles William, the bitterness from Spurs fans. Gift wrap, we dominated you. Oh, well, spelled dominated rather than I might be able to say it better. Mr. B, Jose's style of play invites pressure onto defensive players. Tipper D, gift wrapped, lots of smiley faces. Tipper's an Arsenal fan, by the way, so he's laughing because they're at the bottom half of the table. Charles Williams, yeah, but there isn't a strain of weed anywhere which could make any sane person think that Ole at the Will is going to win the title. So there's a bit of back and forth going with people. We've still got loads more comments in here. Don, again, would you want to give a bit of a final summation on what you think we could be doing going forward against Brighton now? What should we expect from the team on Sunday?
Well, as Mike says, we've got a forward, and really none of us know how good he is, really, because we haven't really seen enough of him. Now's his opportunity to play. So first of all, you need to give him some belief, because you need to think about psychologically, what does it mean to you as a forward if your player that you kind of come in to be a sub for is injured and you still can't get in the team. So I think for his own mental thing, he does definitely need to give him a run out. Apart from that, the team is a much of a muchness. We kind of know broadly what the Tottenham team is. I think that we're going to struggle without Reguilon. Davis, he's not somebody that I have much confidence in. And really, we've only got to really pin our hopes on Son and Dembele, really. That's what we've got to look forward to against Brighton. Okay,
I'm going to come
to start Gareth Bale instead of Cinctus.
Can we drop this Gareth Bale thing now? Like, I'm so done with Bale in this. He's not. He's finished. He's done. Like, he's a 300 grand a week mascot, and he can stay here for another year, and he can go back to Real Madrid, and he can finish his 600k wage there. I'm sorry, but this whole relying on Bale thing's got to stop. I've seen enough. And if we're gonna like be realistic and think about Spurs going forward, like, let's be honest, he's not gonna be here in even a year's time. So I'd rather give the minutes to somebody else, to be brutally honest with you. That's just my standpoint from Gareth Bale. He's great. He looks great in the new Spurs shirt. I'm probably gonna get the away shirt with his name on just for nostalgia purposes. But he looked average against Marine. He looked okay against Wickham, but as soon as he plays any sort of decent opposition, he don't look that good.
I'm going to come back to you, Mike, and Dose for your summation, and I'll let you have the final word, Stitches, on this. But I just want to get through a few more of these comments. Solo 1979, would you take Bailly at Spurs, as Mike believes he would get into the Spurs team?
No.
Trolls here today. Stoney again. I'm here to watch the little club Spurs humble themselves and stay in their lane. A lovely stadium does not make them big. Jose plays with a small club mentality at Sam Spurs Alive. And
who is this guy?
Stoney. Art Stitches about Stoney. Yeah.
I don't.
Stoney again. He's got a lot to say today. A lot to say. They would bite off Ollie's hand to take Bailly. No, we wouldn't. I don't think we would bite off our hand. You know what I mean? He's a good player, but again,
Stoney a Liverpool fan, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
You'd bite off Man United trying to take Marcus Rojo at the moment. You know, I ain't got any centre backs. About Bailly.
We got Hendo.
I mean, he did a job against us, so I can't really say much.
Oh God. Ian Kennedy, you have to choose an approach. Do you stick to your style and make small adjustments for the opposition, or do you go Jose and change your style, just risk manage the opponents? Again, more from Stoney. Wow, Stoney. Please wash Liverpool out of your mouth, lads. Spurs had their opportunity to do something today and didn't. Why they focus on another team may now do against us. Okay. More Stoney again. I'll put that up. I'll let people read that. I'm not going through that long-winded essay that Stoney's been putting up there. This is one for you at Stitches. If Jose played 11 v team of 8, he would still park the bus. His style is dead. Tipper D. Shane was singing from the rooftops when Jose came in. What I said. What I will say to that is, I was happy that we had Jose for the fact I've mentioned it again. I want to win. I don't want to see us play nice, lovely football, intricate this and that, all that stuff. I don't want to see that anymore. I've had enough of that. I don't want to see that. So yes, people can say I was singing from the rooftops. I don't care. I want to win.
I hope for your sake that you get to see that, because
of course,
it rides on it. The whole season rides on it.
You sacrifice a whole season of dead football and you get nothing at the end of it. That's gonna hurt.
But what would we get out of it if we had beautiful football? The fact that we could say we had beautiful football. I've seen beautiful football from Spurs. As I keep saying, when we went through the whole season, the last year at White Hart Lane was one of the best seasons I've seen us play in terms of football style. Dembele was a magnificent all season. What did we get out of it? We got a new stadium the next few years after that, but we didn't get anything. There's no artistic impression. You don't get another 5 points for that. It don't make no sense. People keep telling me that.
I totally agree.
I hear you, mate. And maybe I'm naive. And I've said it. I'll shout it from the rooftops, man.
I think you've just had the privilege of winning I think you've just had the privilege of winning.
No, what have we done? I just went 30 years and waited for a Premier League title. Do you understand?
So that's what I'm saying. You've won that Premier League title in a really, really attractive way.
Years ago.
But you've also had European success in that time as well. You've had European success, FA Cup, League Cup in that time.
I don't pay my Sky subscription. I don't travel to see my team go abroad and play in different countries. I don't go to different countries. I don't go up to Anfield to watch paint dry. I just don't. Like, I'd be pissed. Like, all that money that I'm paying and invested in my team, I don't follow my team for that momentary lift of a trophy. I don't. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm different.
Honestly, no, Stitches, I honestly agree with you, but I think you just have to take it from the standpoint of a Spurs fan. Now, I'll put it into perspective, right? I'm 20 years old. The only trophy I've seen in my whole lifetime as a Spurs fan is the Carling Cup in 2008. A trophy, not like league or anything, trophy, like Carling Cup. At this point, right? Anything's fine. And I understand what you're saying, because even when Jose first joined, I wasn't happy because I love the way Poch played football. It made me want to turn on Sky Sports, like you say, and watch 90 minutes of every single Spurs game. And I agree with you in what you're saying, but you have to kind of look at it only from a Spurs perspective, because we are the only case in point. We're the only team who claim we're a top 6 club but haven't won anything in 12 years. So I get you. It's just, for me, I look at it beyond my team and beyond your team, and I look at it as football in general. Because if that's the attitude, why do people support teams that will never win anything? Like,
right. So my point is, and this is a point here, and this is one of Ian Kennedy's made this. You got to the Champions League playing final, playing good football. You would take a League Cup now and have no style. Desperate times, right? Okay, I keep saying, did we share the league? Did we share that Champions League with Liverpool? Playing great football. Did we share it? Playing all the way up to the final, beating Ajax in the set. Did we share the Champions League final with you? Did you give us peace and say, you know what, Spurs, you played really good up to this point. We're going to give you half this Champions League. No, you didn't, because you had to win the game. You won the game. You didn't play the greatest football in that Champions League final. But who gives a damn? Who? I gave it. So you're saying you'd rather have seen your team lose that Champions League final?
That's not what I'm saying. Great. Oh wow! I'm saying that it was bittersweet for me.
Really?
On one hand, I was glad that we won. I wasn't pleased that I wanted us to turn you over, beat you up.
I admire the fact that you say that, mate, honestly. I admire it. I do admire it, because even last year, you lost the final last year and you're still saying that.
I'm saying that.
Wow,
listen,
I respect it.
When we went to Istanbul was one of the greatest finals I've ever seen in my life. First half, dead. But the second half, the way my team stepped up, that meant more to me. I'm forever going to remember that final. Do you know what I'm saying? Forever going to remember. That's just me. I'm just saying that's how I'm built.
But you won it, though. Stitches, you won it.
We did. And no,
that's why you're going to remember it.
Can I finish? We went back to that final 2 years later. Well, a year later, we played against AC Milan. We actually outplayed them. We outplayed them, right? And we lost. And I wasn't that upset, because I was like, I was a little bit, obviously you want your team to win, innit? So I'm like upset that we didn't get the trophy. But I actually thought, you know what? Given how they battered us the season before, and then we played them in the final again, and we outplayed them, I was proud of my boys. I was proud.
So I'll tell you the difference. You see, the reason why you could say, you know what? AC Milan actually played well. So, I mean, we played well, and even though we didn't win, it was fine. The only reason why you could be talk like that with your chest out high is because you won the bloody Champions League the 2 years before that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Of course, Tottenham fan, we haven't won
I have no
20
way.
years.
I have no way of proving it to you without you looking in my heart or looking in my head. But I can tell you categorically you're wrong. But you might not, you won't believe that. But honest to God, I have this argument with Liverpool fans all the time. I am on record as saying, because you know that we were going to get Rafa or Jose Mourinho. I'm on record as saying, if Jose gets that Liverpool job, I will give my membership back. Right? I'm not going to no games. I'm not watching I'm sacrificing watching my team. That's how strongly I felt about it. Like, it matters to me. Like, it's not every day that you see a trophy, but you get to watch your team every other day. Do you know what I'm saying? That means more to me collectively than one moment in time. Like, if we get a trophy, it's a bonus. It's a bonus.
You know what?
I'm
just going to add to that.
I want us to have a philosophy and stick to it. Do you know what I mean? There's a way that we play, and I love that. That's why I love Klopp. That's why even though we're going through this dip, I see the boys are still trying to do things the way that we do it. We're still trying to play our way. We're still trying to do our thing. And that ain't going to change. That is never going to change. For me, that's big boy mentality.
I think it's a little bit easier for you to say that. And I'm not saying that, I'm not doubting what you're saying is true, but it's a little bit easier for you to say that when you've got 19 league trophies and you've got 6 Champions League. When you have only got 2 league trophies, and that dates back to 1961 being the last. The last FA Cup was 1991, and our last silverware of any note was 2008. It's a little bit more difficult for us. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I hear you. So I have a soft spot for a Spanish team. Yeah, you couldn't guess in a million years what team that is, right? And that's because when I used to live in Spain and I used to watch them play, it's just the way they used to play. Deportivo La Coruña. They're not even in the Premier Division.
They used to be
good. You know what I'm saying? So for me, football is more than just the trophy at the end. The trophy at the end is the icing on the cake. It means a bit more to me personally. I understand from your perspective, I have to accept it. That's how you feel. But
our cake's not had any icing on. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Our cake's had no blasted icing on it. So therefore, I don't want to eat that cake. I want the icing on top of the cake. And the only way to get the icing is to win a trophy. Then I can enjoy that cake. And then I can sit back and like you and say, you know what? It don't matter we didn't win that one because I can sit here and say that's what I've won and I've got that league. I can't say that if I ain't got nothing. That makes no sense to me. It cannot be said. I hear what you're saying, and I'm give you credit for that. But it's a lot easier for you to say that having had 19 league wins and 6 Champions League trophies, the last of which was against us
all happened in my
2019. You can easily say that. And if we won that trophy in 2019, I might be sitting here to say, well, you know what? If we don't win the Europa this year, it might be okay because we won 2019. That would be my mentality. But I can't do that. I date back to 2008 when the last time I saw us in the final the last final we won was 2008. The last final we played was against you lot and we lost. And it makes
So you don't enjoy football then? You just enjoy trophy lifting?
I don't enjoy losing.
You got don't bite.
I'm not. It's easy. I don't. I'm gonna go through a couple more comments.
I've got his card now. I know what he's like.
I know what he's doing as well. Spurs gonna win trophies on 5 shots a game. Laugh out loud. Mr. B, like Newcastle at Dompey, only big in your head. These people out here, what are they like? What are they like?
Yo, can I say, while you go through the comment, can I say one thing about the big club thing about Spurs? I think from a business point of view, an executive point of view, you could say we're a big club. From a football point of view, I could say we're a good club. But again, what's the measurement for a big club? Is it solely trophies? Because if it is, then I can't say that. But we have everything to be a big club but the trophies. And this is why what Sam says, kind of, I have to agree. And I get what you're saying, Stitches. I 100% get what you're saying. But I can't call myself a big club and then say, yeah, I'm cool with not winning trophies. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of contradicting myself. So if I want to call Tottenham a big club and act like a big club and have the balls, do you know what I mean? Banter other teams, I've got to win something and say, well, yeah, at least I've got that to fall back on. Do you know what I mean? Because right now,
that's what it is. Then it's the banter. Is it the banter?
The banter affects it, and
really?
I think it does because it's like it's almost it's a meme at this point. Spurs bottle everything, and like if you win one thing, it can change that mentality. And I think winning even as something as small as a Carling Cup, it's momentum to go and do something more. At least you get over that. It's that whole, even when you look at Liverpool last season.
Look at Stoney's comment.
When you look at Liverpool last season, when you were going for that unbeaten,
let me go back to that Stoney comment. Here we go.
Oh my days! Oh,
this guy, when he was silent, I said to him, "Do you want to come on, Stoney?" Silent. No one can find Stoney. Can't find Stoney nowhere. All of a sudden, Stoney pops up with about 55 messages. What is happening? Tell Stoney,
you know what? I feel like I'm one of them fans. I'm not really affected by banter in that way, you know. I don't like. I know what I follow my team for, innit? So rivals can say whatever. It's your job to say whatever. But what I've noticed is that with a lot of my other fans, my other LFC fans, it's the banter that hurts. It's the banter that hurts. I just find it amusing.
But
it is what it is, isn't it? You take.
We ain't got no evidence. What are we meant to say when we get banter thrown at us? Like, genuinely. Oh, at least we got to a final. Oh, at least we had Poch for 5 years. We finished second in the league. Like, we ain't got nothing to fall back on.
You humble yourself then. So, like, I mean, like, I to be honest, I don't feel to banter Spurs, but I feel like there's a lot.
You feel sorry for us, man.
Nah, but it's not even feel sorry.
It's even worse than that. He doesn't see us as a threat, Darius. That's
what I'm saying.
That's what he just done. Move from me. That's what he's like saying.
The fact of the matter is, more times it's Spurs fans that are coming at me. That's the thing, and it's like, why?
Because you kind of, I can't even say that Liverpool were not.
You know what
Liverpool
it was?
have not even been in the same situation as us.
You know what it was? Unique. Why man comes at you, Stitches? Because the last time you came on this show, all I saw was you like this.
Because that's how I feel genuinely.
And I don't like that. I don't like you. I don't like that.
I'm doing it.
At least Stitches keeps the same energy. That's why I can respect. If you keep the same energy, then it's cool. Do your thing in it.
You know me. I don't change. This is how I feel. You like, even when my team was not winning or losing and whatever. Don't get me wrong. Burnley beating us, it hurt. Because for me, that's Brexit FC, innit?
Exactly. That must have been the worst team to possibly beat your record.
I felt low. But I mean, if we're gonna lose it, let's lose it properly. But Burnley, like, come on, man. Like, but anyway.
But can you not say that they played well to get that win? Will you never say that?
I hate Burnley. Burnley's a pointless team, bro. Like,
I think Burnley have a place.
What is their function? What are they gonna do? They're gonna battle relegation every week. They might as well give someone else a go, innit? Let someone come up from the Championship and have a look at Leeds. Leeds coming up. They're actually having a go at it. What is Burnley's purpose? Do you know what I mean? Every season they're just there to injure a couple man because they're over physical. Right, play that flipping aerial bombardment, and their manager with his attitude, everyone loves him, like he's done something great. Like, come out of my face, man! I can't stand it. Burnley's rubbish.
Adam Morris is making a comment here. I think he's aimed at you, Stitches. Ironic, Liverpool were gifted the penalty in that Champions League final.
Yeah, because Man United have never been gifted anything in their life.
Silver Fox.
No referees have ever come out and admitted that they favour Man United with their decisions. You know, that's never happened.
Let's save that for another video, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Mike, just give me your synopsis on the game tonight, and obviously looking forward to the game at the weekend.
Yeah, so for me...
Oh, why are you taking Mike's turn for? You're coming last, Stitches. No, you're closing the show. You have the last part to say because you got the most to say. So I'll let you say the last bit. Mike, and then Darius, and then Stitches, and then we're going.
I'm going to keep it to what I said originally. The better team won on the night. You could argue that we gave them the goals, but it is what it is. I just say we just pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and crack on with the rest of the season. One game doesn't define a season, or two games, because we've lost against Liverpool twice now. But we've only lost 4 games this season, and so on the grand scheme of things, I'm not worried overall at the moment. So yeah, and against Brighton, if Kane's not around, then let's give this Vinicius a chance against the Premiership team and see what he's about. So that's how I'm gonna sort of take. That's my take on it for tonight. I'm not gonna lose too much sleep over the result.
Darius,
I'll just say for me, like, after this night, this has been a good conversation. I've kind of looked back at it and I thought, you know what? All these reaction shows to me are so redundant on how I rate Jose, because I've set my benchmark for him this season and I've prepared myself for what to expect. So it's like, again, we can go through this game by game, get angry, but we all as Spurs fans, and even Stitches knows that we ain't going to see anything else different. So we can't really expect much. So, like I said, go to Brighton, get 3 points, do it however you want, mate. Like I said, I don't care anymore. Let's see what happens at the end of the season. If we got a trophy, then cool. If not, I want to see the back of Jose. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not having no more second chances.
That's what it is. It is what it is. If you're here to do a job, if you don't do the job, then why are you getting a second chance? You're not entertaining us. So
yeah, questions will be asked. If we don't have anything at the end of it, I am the first one to admit I will be asking questions. So yeah, watch this space until we get to the end of the season. Stitches, to close the show, as always, because you won last time and you did close the show last time. So with all due respect, you can close the show. All due respect, you can close it again today. Yeah. Have your piece on your Liverpool team, and you did well today, given your circumstances. Yeah, you deserve to.
No, definitely deserved. I don't think Jose will be doing a press conference at the end saying you lot were the better team.
Oh, God.
Well, actually, it's Jose, so
yeah, I hope not. Yeah,
I'll just do that. But yeah, I'm proud of the way that Klopp and the team have reacted. It's got to be a kind of backs against the wall mentality now. I said to some other fans a few days back, listen, we got to take it game by game, right? Title race, top four. I still think we're in for both of those, but just take it game by game. Do you know what I mean? That's what we've got to do right now. And when we looked at our next set of fixtures, I actually said, and people can verify this, I said I'm not concerned about the Spurs game. Because the games that concern me in our next run of games is West Ham and Brighton. Because those are the kind of teams right now that kind of seem to get results against us, because it's okay for them to have 10 men in the penalty area. But, I mean, you guys did that. If we come and play against West Ham or Brighton in the same way we played against you tonight, we'll get results. It's just about getting that consistency back in our game, getting that movement going. I think that Thiago's settling in nicely, starting to pull the strings a little bit more. The boys are starting to learn what he does when he's on the ball. I think James Milner has been an absolute heaven sent, considering he's about 50 years old. So what the squad's got to. This is what champions are made of, isn't it? Like when the chips are down, you've got to dig deep and you've got to come better. And right now, they're answering that question tonight. Can they answer it over the next few games? Let's see. I believe they will. And I'm confident. For you guys, I don't know. I don't know what Spurs are going to turn up. I don't know if you're going to turn up and roll a team over and bang 4 goals. I think Son has got a lot of weight on his shoulders now if Kane's injured. I think you've got to rely on him.
Before, though.
Very impressed with Ndombele. I was pissed off when you lot got him because I rate him, actually. I really rate that player. I think, Hujberg or whatever his name is, quality signing. Yeah. Needed a player like that.
This guy,
I don't know what's up with
some slide digs, man. Some real slide digs to me. I've heard everything you said. There's the little rabbit punches. If it's a team like Burnley, then you can admit that. But Spurs, I can see what you're doing. I see you. I see you.
We've got your number.
I've got his number. Fabulously, I've got his number.
Yeah, you lot will be there or thereabouts, but you just got to focus on staying ahead of Arsenal, isn't it? It's as simple as that.
You know what? Let's not even talk about that because they're 3 points behind, and nah. And I can already see comments like this. Can already see that, and I don't want to think about it.
But yeah, happy days. I'm pleased. I'll be going to bed a happy man tonight.
Cool. Don, it was a long time since we spoke to you, so you just have a little quick of a wrap up, and then I'm gonna definitely close up. But,
yeah. As I said before, I'm just expecting there to be a lot more pain watching Tottenham through the rest of the season. But as long as we win the trophy, that's all that counts, really. So I'm just gonna have to mentally psych myself up to withstand all of that pain.
Okay. Right. I'm a little bit calmer. As I said, it's always when you do these reaction shows, it's a reaction, and that's what's expected. And I have to say thank you very much to all the guests here. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the rest of those things. FTB Sports, we want to get them numbers up. When we get to 500 subscribers, we are going to be doing a giveaway shirt of your choice. But we need to get them numbers to 500. We'll make a draw for that. It's been a really good show. Thank you very much, guys. And we will see you on the next one. I don't know if I'm going to see Stitches again unless we meet up with him somewhere along the line.
I don't think we're going to play Liverpool again.
I don't think we're going to play them now. But,
it's all luck.
Well, it's been really good. Thank you for coming on and representing your team as the only one. And when you see Stoney, tell him don't come and chat pure breeze on this when he's in his nice comfy home. Come on the show and we'll chat.
You never walk alone. You never walk alone.
You are at the moment.
Listen to this guy.
I'm
gonna hold up 4-man deep, and I'm on my own. It's all good.
End the broadcast before we get another 20 minutes in this.
Closing credits, people. The closing credits are coming. Thank you very much, FTB Sports, and here we're gonna go out with this.